I did a recent video about an RV buyer's bad experience at a dealership. Well, you guys came through with some absolutely brilliant advice for dealers. That and more next. Welcome to the channel. I'm Liz. I'm a full-time RVer. I've been on the road almost 5 years, and I've been doing a series of videos about people that bought campers and didn't have a good experience. My latest video about this was about Darren, who bought a high-end fifth wheel and had nothing but problems from the get-go. One thing that I'm learning from this series is that there are a lot of unhappy RV owners out there, and a lot of not so good dealers. Many people said that they'd had this same bad experience as Darren did, but at their dealer. Yes, it's true that the quality is really bad in the RV industry. It seems to be the norm that a travel trailer, fifth wheel, or motorhome arrives on the dealer's lot and not everything is working. Well, Smetsy has a really good comment. He says, you know, look, Darren paid $160,000, more than that, for his brand new fifth wheel. He says, you know, you can get a four-seater airplane between $100,000 and $300,000. If they had even a tenth of the problem that the RV industry had, there would be bodies dropping from the sky on an hourly basis. Can you imagine if you bought a car for $160,000 or a boat for that much? Boy, you would expect it perfect, wouldn't you? Magnum says, what if a boat factory said, oh, well, we didn't know you were going to put it out on waves. Oh, well, that's why it's falling apart. Because that's what we're hearing from the RV industry, that these campers, these trailers, these motorhomes are rolling earthquakes. So of course they're going to fall apart when you take them down the road. Well, I have to say, I feel like I've been brainwashed, and now I see that as bunk. They absolutely can build them better. Why not? They can certainly build boats so they don't fall apart. They can certainly build airplanes so they don't fall apart. The RV industry knows you're going to take your RV down the road. They need to build them with that in mind, make them better quality so that they stay together. One of Darren's biggest complaints was lack of communication from the dealer. Darren made phone calls, he sent emails, days went by, no response from the dealer. So Missy has a great comment about that. She says, what kind of salesperson doesn't make at least one follow-up call? When I'm in Denny's, the waitress comes by at least 2 or 3 times. Hey, is everything all right? How's it going? Do you need anything? She says that's the way the dealer needs to be. Thomas has some great advice. He says at the first sign of an unhappy customer, that customer should be assigned a caseworker or a point person to kind of shepherd him through the system to make sure that everything gets done, and alert all the staff in the dealership that this customer is having an experience that is below standards. By instilling a culture that is focused on customer service, that is going to change the dealership. It will change every dealership if you put customer service front and center. In Darren's walkthrough, after he gave them the check, which was not a small check, he was given his walkthrough by a newbie. This newbie did not even know the difference between a propane fridge and a residential fridge. In fact, Darren ended up canceling the walkthrough and rescheduling with another tech. When I interviewed the dealer, he said,
generally how it works at RV dealerships is the PDI person, the walkthrough person, tends to be a newer person, so certainly they're not my most senior tech.
Well, I have to say that is not customer focused at all. You want to have a top tier person doing the walkthroughs so that you can have all your questions answered. They need to know that rig inside and out so they can help you. And in fact, that is the norm for me. The last 2 fifth wheels I bought were 2020 models by Grand Design. I bought one in Kentucky, one in California. In both cases, I was given the top tech for the walkthrough. It was really comforting because I learned how to manually bring in the slides. I learned how to check the hydraulic fluid for the leveling system. It was all good. If there are other dealers out there that are putting the new guy on the walkthrough with the buyer, I hope you rethink it. This is the buyer's first contact with staff that are not sales. This is the first contact with a tech person. They want to be reassured. They want to know that the tech knows everything about the rig and is going to be there and teach them during the walkthrough. Now, before the walkthrough comes the PDI. This is the pre-delivery inspection that the buyer is not involved in. The dealer is supposed to do this as soon as he takes delivery of a unit because there may have been damage in delivery or things may not be right. It seems like from what I'm hearing is dealers are skipping the PDI altogether. Here you are, you're all excited, you're buying the rig, the first day you go through and you learn things like, oh, the air conditioning doesn't work or the slide isn't coming in right. I've heard from so many people in the comments, they go in and they find that things are not right. So they end up delaying delivery for days or weeks, or they take something off the lot that's not right and then they have to come back and get it fixed. Those things need to be fixed before the sale. That way you have a happy customer who can drive off the lot with his RV. All people want is to get what they've paid for. We need to put pressure on the RV industry that they deliver what they promise. They need to make sure that when it leaves the factory, it needs to be right. And if it arrives at the dealership and a lot of things are broken, the dealer needs to push back at the factory or at the very least fix the problems before making a sale. I think the time is right for major change in the RV industry. It's becoming common knowledge that they're just slapping these campers together and the quality is low. If you remember back in the 70s, the auto industry went through the same thing. They had a monopoly, the big three did, and then Toyota and other foreign car makers came in and scooped up the market. They provided high quality and they got a lot of buyers. Now is the perfect opportunity for a foreign RV manufacturer, say from Europe, to step in and make a headquarters here in the US, or for a brand new company to start with a focus on quality. I am seeing there is so much outrage and frustration and annoyance from RV owners and would-be buyers. They want quality, they deserve quality, and if you can put out quality, I think there'll be a line out the door. Should you buy a new camper right now? A lot of people in the comments are saying they want to buy a new camper. They've been camper shopping. There's some fifth wheels or motorhomes they're looking at, but they watch these videos I've been doing and they're like, I just don't know. I have to say it's probably not a good idea to buy new, at least not with the big major manufacturers. I am hearing good things from Oliver and from Outdoors. I would suggest if you're going to buy new to go to the Facebook group for the model and floor plan that you're looking for and get the scoop from the owners there. I also recommend that you join the Facebook group even if you're buying used. You'll learn all kinds of problems and some tips and what to look out for. I bought a 2005 Alpha motorhome almost a year ago and I have been on about 4 Alpha Facebook groups. There has been a wealth of information and I've really learned a lot. No matter what you buy, new or used, you absolutely should get an RV inspection. To find an inspector, go to the NRVIA. Take your time interviewing and vetting inspectors before you pick one. I hope Stacy, the owner of the dealership that Darren went to, is reading all the comments and taking the advice to heart. Steve left a good one. He said, Stacy, good reputations take years to build and can be destroyed in an instant. Let's put a smile on Darren's face. Let's do what it takes, even if it requires compensation, to make it right. Let's hear Darren come back on camera and fully endorse your dealership with a smile on his face. How awesome would that be? I absolutely want to shine a light on the dealers that are doing it right. The good dealers, let's reward them. So stay tuned because next week I'm going to be doing exactly that. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and let me know your epic stories, good or bad, with your dealership, your camper, or the manufacturer. I want to hear it. As always, these are exciting times to push past fear, build confidence, and live amazing.